A very good morning to all. So in the last class, we started with the chapter number 6, Animals Everywhere. And we learned about habitats and the different types of habitats. And today we'll be learning about a new topic, which is feeding habits in animals. So we all know that animals need water and food to live. They move from one place to another in search for their food and water. Do all animals eat the same type of food? No, right. Different animals eat different kinds of food. So in this class, we'll be learning about the feeding habits in animals. What do these animals eat? So let's start with the insects. So what do these insects eat? So we know that insects are the largest group of animals on earth. So do all insects look the same? No, right. So they differ in their shape, they differ in their size, color, etc. And we can see different types of insects around us. Mosquitoes, butterflies, moth, all these are examples for insects. All insects have 6 legs, right? And most of them have 2 wings that helps them to fly. So what about the eating habits? Do all insects eat the same food? No. Different insects eat different food. Even their mouth part are suited for the type of food they eat. So let's discuss one by one. So let's see, there are insects such as butterflies, moth and bees. You know what do these insects eat? They feed on nectar. And you know what is a nectar? Nectar means the sweet liquid which is present on flowers. And if you see the picture, you can see these insects have straw-like mouth part. The straw-like mouth part helps them to suck the nectar. So insects such as butterflies, moth, bees, these insects feed on nectar from flowers. There are insects such as grasshoppers, Japanese beetle. So these insects feed on grass. They eat the grass of plants. The next one, insects such as dragonfly and ladybird beetle. You know what do they eat? They eat other insects. This ladybird beetle is called as the farmer's friend. You know why? Because this ladybird beetle eat insects which harm the plants. So this ladybird beetle is called as the farmer's friend. And the next one is mosquitoes. So we all are familiar with mosquitoes. So do you know what do these mosquitoes eat? So they feed on the blood of animals and humans. Something which is very interesting about mosquitoes are, it is the female mosquitoes that suck the blood of humans and animals. And it is the male mosquitoes. These male mosquitoes feed on nectar from flowers. And you all know what is a nectar. And they also have a mouth part that is suited for their food they eat. So these are some of the feeding habits of insects. So coming to the next one is about birds. So we can see birds everywhere around us. And birds live everywhere on earth. And different birds eat different kinds of food. Do all birds have the same type of beak? No. Different birds have different types of beak, depends on the food they eat. So let's discuss some of the feeding habits in birds. The first one, birds such as pigeon, dove. Do you know what do these birds eat? They eat nuts, they eat seeds, they eat fruits. And they have a very short beak. Then there are birds such as hummingbird. These birds feed on nectar from flowers. And in the picture itself, we can see they have a straw-like mouth part that helps them to suck the nectar from flowers. Then there are birds like sparrow. You know what do these sparrows eat? They eat nuts, they eat seeds, even they eat insects. They have a small and short beak. Birds such as pelicans and penguins. You know what do they eat? They eat fish. And if you see the picture of pelican, you can see they have a long and pointed beak with a pouch. And these birds eat fish. Next one is the vulture. You know what do these vultures eat? They eat the flesh of dead animals. They feed on the flesh of dead animals, and they are called as scavengers. So these are some of the feeding habits in animals. Based on the feeding habits, we can classify animals as three: herbivorous animals, carnivorous animals, and omnivorous animals. So let's see the first one, that is the herbivorous animals. Animals that eat only plants, we call them as herbivorous animals. Or we can say animals that depend on plants for their food, we call them as herbivorous animals. Examples: cow, goat, elephant, all these are herbivorous animals as they depend on plants for their food. And all these herbivorous animals have their own special features. So animals like the cow, goat, horse, all these animals have a wide front teeth. So we know that they eat plants. So they have a wide front teeth that helps them to bite the grass and leaves. And what about other herbivorous animals like rabbit? They have a long sharp teeth that helps them to cut their food into pieces. So herbivorous animals are animals that depend on plants for their food. The next classification of animals is the carnivorous animals. Animals that depend on other animals, or we can say animals that eat the flesh of other animals. We call them as carnivorous animals. Lion, tiger, cheetah, all these are examples for carnivorous animals. And even these animals have their own features. They have some special features that helps them to catch their prey. They have sharp eyesight, strong teeth, strong limbs that helps them to catch their prey. Even birds such as the eagle and owl, they are carnivorous. They depend on other animals for their food. Or we can say they eat the flesh of other animals. What about snakes? Are they carnivorous? Yes, all kinds of snakes are carnivorous. They don't have the right kind of teeth to chew the food, so that they swallow their food without chewing. You know, what do these snakes eat? They eat mice, they eat frog, they eat birds, etc. So all kinds of snakes are carnivorous. Even there are fish which are carnivorous. One such is the shark. They feed on other fish. The next classification is the omnivorous animals. So what are omnivorous animals? Animals that eat both plants and animals. We call them as omnivorous animals. So animals such as the sparrow, the bear, fox, all these are omnivorous animals. They depend on both plants and animals for their food. So in this class, we learned about the feeding habits in animals. So different animals eat different types of food. Their mouth part is also suited according to the food they eat. So I hope you all understood. So we'll meet in the next class and we'll discuss a new topic. Till then, thank you.